You know the main reason why most men, and probably yourself included, are like so scared of going up and talking to women, and that they're scared of any kind of female interaction. Oh, I don't want to get rejected. I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be embarrassed. All this stuff that's running through their head. The reason it's so big in their head is purely because of like the red pill space and them, creating all these like fucking weird shit like incel terms like cold approach and all that stupid shit. Like, and the thing is with that, and it literally makes it so fucking big in your brain. It creates it as almost like this chore, this big task that you've got to do. Rather than actually just stripping it down to the very bare basics of just human interaction, because that's what it is. You going and talking to a girl, right? Let's say you see a girl down the street and you think she's attractive. You and your weird like red pill incel brain will go like, right, got to cold approach this girl, got to try and close the number or whatever, and see it as this, create this big like task in your head. And therefore what you're doing to yourself is you're just basically putting this like pressure on yourself. It's going like, it's like a big mission to you or something. And then it's so big in your head and you get all nervous about it and you're like, oh no, but I don't want to do it. It might, it might go wrong. I don't, cold approaching doesn't always work, and because you've got this stupid perception in your mind, all right? But if you completely get rid of that, forget all the weird incel red pill bullshit you've heard on the internet, right? And just listen to me, because I'm going to spit you some actual game. If you completely get rid of all that, okay, and you just see it as a normal human interaction, you talking to another person, guarantee it'll come across so much better and so much more smoothly. And also, you can't really get rejected if that's the case. Because you're not going over there to cold approach or to close the number. You're going over there to just talk to her. Yeah, maybe at the end you might ask something like, "Oh, do you want to hang out at some time? Shall I, I'll take your number." So something like that. You might say that, and maybe she'll say no, and that's all right. But it's not really a rejection, is it? You've kind of offered up, you've had a normal conversation with her. You've spoke to her like a normal person. Then you've asked for the number, and she said no. For whatever reason, maybe she does have a boyfriend, or whatever, she's just not interested. And she said that to you. It's not really a rejection. It's just you making an offer and she's kind of just turned it down. It's not like you've been rejected by this girl, because you've gone over there with the intention of having a normal conversation, all right? Talking to her normally, as you would to any random guy that you might see or your friends. You spoke to her like a normal person. You've offered to go and do something else with her. You've offered to spend more time with her, and she said no. And if that does happen, it's fine. It doesn't matter, bro. You say fine, okay, no worries. But you don't have this big thing in your head, do you? Like, I've been rejected by the girl. It makes it less of a big deal to you, all right? That's what you need to understand. Most of this shit that all this fear, all this kind of, oh, I don't want to get rejected. This is so difficult. Why it's so big in your brain is because you're labeling it as these weird things like these, this cold approach, and you're making it a big mission, a big task in your brain. Therefore, of course, it's going to seem like a big deal, isn't it? Because you're creating it a big deal. It's all a mindset thing, bro. If you can completely flip your mindset with literally anything, it changes your perception on the whole subject, and it makes it so much easier. You can be so much more successful in that area if you just completely flip your mindset. All right. Now, Jesus Christ. It's only when I go on the camera and actually realize how shit my hair is at the minute. Bro, I need a haircut instantly. But yeah, I mean, that's another point, keep yourself nice and fixed up, keep your haircut on point. I know I can't really say shit with this, but make sure your haircut's on point, keep in shape, stay nice and lean, get in the gym. All this stuff that I keep telling you, do all this stuff. And actually, you going and talking to this girl, not only are you going over there with the attitude of, I'm just going to go and talk to her like a normal person, she's a little bit, you kind of stand out from everyone else by doing that, because most of the guys will go up to her and they'll be like, trying to fucking get a number, and they're saying, oh yeah, you're really beautiful, all this weird cringe shit that you see. And you're going to stand out because you're not actually going over there. She's a little bit like, well, he's coming over and he's not trying to, it doesn't seem like he's trying to get my number. It doesn't seem like he's trying to attract me. He's just having a normal conversation. So she thinks you're a little bit mysterious. She's a little bit intrigued by that, by the fact that you're just having a normal conversation with her, and you're not trying to just, close the number, close the cold approach, and you're not trying to attract her. So, I mean, you are, let's be honest, in your head, maybe there is some weird end goal of trying to get the number, fair enough. But the whole purpose of this interaction is just to talk to her and going to get more experience with women. Go and see that as the objective. Don't see it as gotta close the deal, gotta close the cold approach like it's some weird fucking contract shit. Like, no. See it as the objective. You just want to get more experience with women. That will help you more. And even if you go over to a girl and you kind of get completely blanked, or she doesn't want to talk to you, whatever, you've still actually got some more experience with women. Maybe it didn't go as well as you wanted it to go, but don't have any expectations on it. Again, it's all a mindset thing. It's all how big it's created in your head. If you go over there just with the intention of having a normal conversation with this girl, okay, treating her like she's not above you. Don't put her on a pedestal. Don't be like, oh, she's this insane thing, you know. It's an amazing creature. I've got to go. I've got to make sure I get the number. No, she's a normal person. She's no better or worse than you. Okay, treat her like that. Go and talk to her like a normal person. Ask a genuine question. You know, just go ask some random shit. You know, or you know, my phone's run out of battery. What, you know? Can you tell me the time? Some shit like that. Then you can create. You know, if you develop, you know, you're developing your little witty sort of side to yourself, that charismatic side to yourself. Maybe you can just create a little joke out of it, like, oh, you know, I'm a bit of a fucking idiot. I forget to charge my phone. All this random, it's just random shit, small talk. All right. Be the type of person, become the type of person that can just create a random funny conversation out of literally anything. You can go over, talk to a random person that you've never met before, and you know, in 5 minutes you're having a laugh with them, you're having a full-on conversation. You're connecting with that person. Treat it like that. Don't treat it as, oh, I've got to go cold approach this girl. Because you've been watching too much red pill bullshit of like, yeah, cold approach, say this, say that, do this, body language, look at her in this way. It just creates so much hassle in your head. And it'll make you come across like a weirdo. Because that is not teaching you to become someone who is attractive to women. That's like some copy and paste method. You've got all this stuff in your head and you can tell you're not being authentic to yourself. You're trying to be someone that you're not. Women can see that, bro, and it's cringe because it shows that you're not confident to be your authentic self. One of the most attractive things in the world to a woman is a man that can authentically be himself. He's confident to be his authentic self, all right? He's confident in every single aspect of him, all of his insecurities. He owns every part of himself. He's not trying to be someone that he isn't. He's not trying to look at her this certain way. And she can tell. She can tell you're thinking about it because it's obvious. You're not in this relaxed state. It's obvious to another person when someone's not in a relaxed state, when they're constantly thinking. And when you're constantly thinking, you go over there and you're like, right, I'm going to go and cold approach her. Right, I'm going to go and cold approach her. And you go over. And then you're like, right, you're thinking actively as you're talking to her. You're like, well, right, what did Hamza say for me to do? And like, do you know what I mean? And then you're just going to come across like such a robot. You're going to be almost robotic to it. You're going to be like, so, and then you're gonna stutter, you're gonna fuck everything up. It's not smooth at all. Go over there, talk to her normally, be yourself, express yourself, all right? And be witty, be charismatic, be funny, okay? Develop these areas of like social interaction through your day-to-day life. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to say this exact thing or do this exact thing. Go and develop yourself as a person. Go out, live life, talk to people, all right? Get used to interacting with people, being in like a social flow state almost. All right, so you can go and talk to this girl and just flow and be yourself and be naturally witty and quick and, you know, snappy with it. You're not having to think about what you've got to say because you watched some fucking video the day before about it. No, go over there and be yourself. Stop cold approaching. Just go and talk. Just go and talk to another person, another human interaction. That is all it is, bro. That is all a cold approach is. You're just going and talking to this girl. And then maybe at the end, you might ask for the number. You might ask to see if she wants to do anything else with you. Not like, oh yeah, I've got to go close the deal and make it a weird big deal in your brain. You know, you're there with your mate next to you. You're like, right, I'm gonna go and cold approach her. Then it's a big deal in your head. Then you come back and this guy's like, oh, did you get the number? And then you're like, oh nah, and then you feel all embarrassed about it. Whereas if you don't, bro, if you're just walking with your friend, you see an attractive girl, you just go over and talk to her. Maybe he even comes with you. All right, this is just a random example I'm creating. But you don't mention it. You go over and talk to her, ask her a random ass question. Okay, whatever it might be. Then you've come back. Maybe you did get the number. Maybe you didn't. And maybe you don't even want to ask for the number. Maybe you just want to get some experience with women. As I've just said, you want to get a little bit more experience talking to women. She's going to be a little bit intrigued by that. All right. And if you've gone over with this energy of like just kind of being yourself, not asking, you know, you're not going over and like instantly going like, oh, you're so beautiful, can I have your number? Like, no, you're not coming across with this energy of cold approach. You're coming across with this energy of having a genuine conversation and you're being yourself. She's going to be intrigued by that. So if you do ask for the number, the most likely thing is she's going to say yeah. And she's going to want to do something with you. You know, if she doesn't have a boyfriend or whatever it is, you know, I understand that. So there's like obvious reasons why a girl might just say no. Because, you know, she has a boyfriend or maybe she just doesn't want to, she's not interested, whatever. That's fine. But you've got that experience with a woman. So stop watching all this weird red pill incel bullshit of cold approach, say this, say that. Go over and be yourself, all right? Because that's the way you're going to get the most success with women is if you're just a fun guy, all right? You're just chill, you're relaxed. You're going over and you're asking normal questions, being a genuine human being, not some robotic guy who's trying to be someone that he's not. You don't want it, realistically, bro, you don't want women in your life that are with you because you're acting like someone that you're not. You want women in your life that are going to be with you because you are your authentic self when you're around them, okay? All right, and if she does say no to you, you hold your head high with confidence, say, okay, no problem, no worries. You can take some positives from that. You can take some lessons from that. It's a life experience, okay? It's not like you've gone over there and when you've gone, oh, I've cold approached her and oh, she's rejected me, so I'm just like, I'm shit at this, I'm bad at this, you know? You've got like weird people on the internet saying like, oh, you know, if you get rejected by a girl, you're a fucking loser. Like, shit, like, bro, no, not at all. You need to flip your mindset completely. You need to flip your perception of what it actually is to attract a woman. Not, oh, go over and chase her, go over and cold approach her, go say this, go say that. Build yourself up to be a person who is attractive to women. And then when you go and talk to these women, all right, and you go and be yourself, because you're being yourself, all right, you've developed yourself up to a point where you are attractive to these women. Does that make sense? You're not like an undeveloped man who's trying to be someone he's not, who's being inauthentic to himself. That's obvious. You can tell when someone's doing that. But when you generally just are the guy that's about it and you know what he's doing and he's competent at life and he's achieved things and he's built himself up and he acts how he wants to act and he just is himself, all right? And you're going over and you're talking to these women, wherever it is. You're not cold approaching. You're just talking to as many women as you possibly can. And not because you've got this objective in your head of like, right, I've got to talk to women. You just do it in your day-to-day life. You make it a regular thing. You make it something you don't have to think about. Operate in a social flow state all the time. You might just be sat next to a woman at a bar or wherever in an elevator and you just can strike up a random, quick, witty conversation with her. Say anything, all right? Be funny. Just be a fun guy to be around. Don't be some weird red pill incel that's like, you know, I stood next to her and he's like, got to tense my jawline, got to look serious, got to look like I'm on my mission, you know, ignore everyone, only, you know, focus on the mission, the goal, you know, women aren't important, you know, just shut up, bro. Stop being such a fucking weirdo. Just stop being a weirdo, all right? Because that is just the most embarrassing thing ever. Trust me, bro, girls just want to have fun, and you are not fun if you're in that weird mindset. When you're watching all these videos, you know, of these red pill YouTubers, and they're all giving shit advice on like, you know, women don't matter, you know, focus on yourself. Oh, bro, it actually makes me cringe because it's not, you know, or it's not a case of, oh, you just want to focus on yourself. It's just a case of you're too scared and you're too insecure to go and actually approach a woman. You've not got a pair of bollocks between your legs. That's what it is. That's all it is, bro. All right? So stop listening to that bullshit. Have fun. Be yourself. Talk to women, all right? Get some experience. All right? And then you're just gonna naturally over time just get so much better at this to where you don't think about it anymore. Whilst you're doing that, you're building yourself up as a man. You know, you are working on your mission, your purpose. You know, you're making money, you're building your body up in the gym, you know, you're staying lean, you're improving your fitness, all these other things, you're improving your social skills, everything. Just be as well-rounded as possible, as I keep saying, all right? And then, you know, you've got to have a little bit of balance. It can't just be, oh, you know, only focus on, you know, just focus on your mission and your purpose. Don't talk to anyone, all right? Be on monk mode. No, because that's not going to improve other aspects of your life, is it? You're going to come out of fucking monk mode being a weird social autist and no one's going to want to be around you. And what's the point in that? What's the point in having all this money and you've built up all this weird, you know, financial success and then you can't even talk to no one because you're like a weird autist now because you've stayed in fucking monk mode? Nah, bruv. Not at all. Get out into the world and become as well-rounded as a human being as you possibly can be, all right? And you're going to start attracting women like you'll fucking never. They'll literally start coming to you like, you don't have to a cold approach no more. They'll just come to you, okay? You know, whilst you're talking to her, do what you want. Don't be like all stiff and like uptight, trying to tense your jawline and stuff. Just be yourself and do what you want to do. If you want to scratch your head, scratch your head. If you want to change position, change position. Be relaxed. Be yourself. Just be comfortable in your own skin, all right? That is the most attractive trait. Being your authentic self. Being confident to be yourself. You're not scared of like embarrassing yourself. You're not scared. You stop taking yourself too seriously, all right? Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Take life as it comes. Take everything as experience. Take a lesson from everything. Don't take yourself too seriously, because that's what a lot of guys do. They just take themselves way too seriously. And all this red pill content on the internet just kind of makes that worse, because it makes it all a massive deal in your head. The bigger a deal it is in your head, the more stressful it's going to be, the more fear, all right, that you're going to feel when doing these things like going and talking to women. That's where the fear comes from. It's not even necessarily, it doesn't reflect like the objective reality of it, of like, oh, you know, talking to women's a really scary thing. It was never a scary thing until this shit was made a big deal. Do you know what I mean? So that's the whole reason why it's a big deal in your head, and I want to try and eradicate that completely. I want to try and help you boys become the man who is attractive. I want to help you boys actually start attracting women and start doing it the right way, okay? So you are competent in this area of life. All right, boys. If you've got any questions about anything to do with that or about anything in general, then drop me a DM. I'll leave a link to my Instagram in the description below. Or if you want to take dating or whatever, fitness, building muscle, social skills, if you want to take all this to the next level, okay, and get all the in-depth advice, all the in-detail stuff, again, DM me the words level up so I know that you're interested in one-to-one coaching with me, okay? We'll walk you through the entire process to achieve the goals you want to achieve. We'll work closely with you. We'll develop your personal protocol. You'll get one-to-one calls with myself. You'll get 24/7 access and support from me and my team, and we'll help you get to exactly where you want to be, whether it's a master in dating, whether you want to build a muscular physique, whether you want to lose weight, you want to quit your porn addiction, anything like that, okay? We have the exact knowledge and resources to help you do exactly that, and we will do that for you, okay, boys? Hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in a bit.